Good Tuesday evening, October 22nd, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. The suspect in the murder of a 15-year-old East Wenatchee boy is expected to enter a guilty plea next month. An NCWLIFE News special investigation into allegations of racial and gender-based harassment at Wenatchee Valley College will air tomorrow, October 23rd. We'll have a sneak peek coming up. Expect seasonally cool temperatures through the week with rain showers a possibility this weekend. Your local weather outlook is straight ahead. The Rock Island man who bludgeoned his wife to death 6 years ago was sentenced today to more than 26 years in prison. Ului Tealilo is 74 years old, meaning he's likely to spend the rest of his life incarcerated for the murder of 68-year-old Peggy Tealilo. Douglas County Judge Brian Huber sentenced him this morning to 320 months, the high end of the imprisonment range allowed under Washington law. Police found Peggy dead in July of 2018 in the trailer home she shared with her husband. A jury convicted Tealilo of first-degree murder in September after a 5-day trial, rejecting his claims that he was defending himself when he killed his wife with multiple blows from a blunt object. Peggy had reported instances of threats and domestic violence from her husband in the months prior to her death. The case took years to come to trial due to multiple pretrial motions from Tealilo, as well as the COVID-19 pandemic. Tealilo's attorney says he will appeal. The suspect in the murder of a 15-year-old East Wenatchee boy is expected to enter a guilty plea next month. Tony Figueroa was shot and killed in August 2023 at a quinceanera party on South Mission Street. 4 days later, police arrested Yiro Israel Enciso of Toppenish, saying he and Tony were involved in a gang-related dispute outside that quinceanera that escalated until Enciso fired 6 shots from a handgun. He's charged with second-degree murder. Enciso was 17 years old at the time and has been in custody since his arrest, first in the Chelan County Juvenile Center and later in the Chelan County Jail. Authorities have scheduled a plea hearing in Superior Court for November 6th. It's not known exactly what charge might be involved in any plea agreement. Enciso is also charged with second-degree assault for allegedly attacking another inmate while in county custody this summer. Several North Central Washington library locations are helping people become U.S. citizens. The classes are a partnership between Hand in Hand Immigration, who will provide the instruction, content, and materials. Participants will learn about citizenship eligibility and requirements, the basics of U.S. history, and study and prepare for the citizenship and interview. The Quincy Public Library is hosting citizenship classes in Spanish on Thursdays from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. and classes in English on Mondays at the same time. Wenatchee Public Library is hosting their classes in Spanish on Mondays from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. and classes in English will be held at the Peshastin Public Library on Tuesdays from 6 to 7:30 p.m. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife is seeking interested North Central Washington residents to join a regional committee. The department's regional engagement committees will represent local interests and provide input on regional conservation efforts. People interested in fish, wildlife, and habitat conservation are encouraged to apply. The North Central region includes Adams, Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanogan counties. Applications are due by December 2nd, and application materials can be found on the Department of Fish and Wildlife website. When we come back, an Upper Valley man has failed to overturn the sexually motivated assault conviction that put him in prison for 5 years. The Women's Service League of North Central Washington is making a difference this Saturday by holding a diaper drive at several area grocery stores. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Hi, this is Brad Hawkins, and I'm running to be your next Chelan County Commissioner. I'm very proud to have grown up in Wenatchee, and now to be raising a family of my own here. From Washington Elementary to Washington State Capitol, I've gained valuable experiences in my life and career, and I look forward to bringing it to the county. Serving as a county commissioner is a complex job. We need and deserve a proven, experienced leader. I'd be honored to have your vote.
Check out clubcrowcashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
Let Mary Maid's custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Mary Maids of Wenatchee help. Mary Maid's cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it, if only you had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties, Mary Maids, let us help.
During the time I have served as your commissioner, the PUD has paid down more than $700 million in debt. I've worked hard to keep power rates low and utility services reliable. More than 80% of the county residents have access to high-speed fiber. I'm a real believer in local collaboration, in decision-making to get things done on behalf of all residents, and decisions made creating the best outcomes for the most people for the longest period. Thank you for your vote on November 5th.
An Upper Valley man has failed to overturn the sexually motivated assault conviction that put him in prison for 5 years. 52-year-old Cameron Scott Ownby asked the Washington Court of Appeals in Spokane to undo his conviction for second-degree assault. He was sentenced last year after a jury found him guilty for restraining and choking a woman who was asleep in his home on Chumstick Highway and forcing her to inhale amyl nitrate. In a ruling today, the Court of Appeals disagreed with Ownby's arguments that Judge Travis Brandt misapplied the law while presiding over that trial. Ownby had also claimed that Brandt should not have allowed a domestic violence expert to testify and that the evidence he attacked the woman with sexual motivation was insufficient. The Women's Service League of North Central Washington is making a difference this Saturday by holding a diaper drive at several area grocery stores. Service League members will be collecting diapers, wipes, baby formula, and cash donations towards the purchase of these items. Diaper drive locations include both the Wenatchee and East Wenatchee Safeways, Fred Meyer, Albertsons, and Martin's Marketplace in Cashmere. The drive will take place from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at each location except for the Wenatchee Safeway, which will begin at 8 a.m. The items collected at the drive will be donated to SAGE, the YWCA, the Women's Resource Center, Serve Wenatchee Valley, and other organizations. An NCWLIFE News special investigation into allegations of racial and gender-based harassment at Wenatchee Valley College will air tomorrow, October 23rd. It's taken several months to assemble this documentary through in-depth interviews and hundreds of pages of records. The full half-hour report will be available on Localtel Channel 12, Charter Channel 19, YouTube, and the NCWLIFE website. It premieres Wednesday at 5:30 p.m., 6:30 p.m., and 10:30 p.m. after the NCWLIFE Evening News. Here's a sneak peek.
Wenatchee Valley College is a two-campus public community college located in central Washington state. In a months-long special investigation, NCWLIFE spoke with 6 women who have previously worked or currently work at the institution. The women spoke of harassment by male colleagues, lack of action by leadership, and a toxic work environment that's driving women and people of color away from the campus. They say some of those who've left, including themselves, would have stayed if not for the college's culture. It's culminated in a $5 million lawsuit from one of its own professors accusing WVC of fostering a hostile work environment. The stories included in this report are also guided by public records obtained by NCWLIFE. This is Campus Crisis, Harassment at Wenatchee Valley College.
Coming up next in tonight's feature story, the push for a new public sports facility in Wenatchee is on as consultants on the project say the area could see a $25 million impact to the economy. Cool fall weather is on tap through the rest of the week with cold overnight low temperatures. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
Are you a good listener? Do you stay curious when exploring conflicts? Can you manage emotions in stressful situations? Do you want to help people create solutions that work for each person's needs, lives, and culture? We need people like you to learn to be volunteer mediators, and we're here to help. Contact your local dispute resolution center to discuss your interests and learn about training opportunities.
Let your voice be heard. I'm former Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett, and I'd like to be your District 12 State Representative in Olympia. With my extensive experience in law enforcement, I'm eager to serve you to ensure your community and neighborhood public safety. I intend to safeguard and improve your quality of life. I support your private property rights, lowering your tax burden, helping small business to thrive, fiscal responsibility, and your public safety.
Paid for by the committee to elect Brian Burnett for State Representative.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
In tonight's features story, for years, the Chelan-Douglas Regional Port Authority has bandied the idea of a new public sports complex, combining aquatic and athletic facilities and replacing the Wenatchee City Pool. At the port's annual luncheon Tuesday for its members and partners, attendees heard from the consulting firm leading the study of the proposition. Consultant Jeff Milks with Barry Dunn says the Valley could expect up to a $25 million economic impact if the sports center is built. He said although many local sports take place outdoors, an indoor-outdoor complex makes sense for the Wenatchee Valley.
Fitness, cardio equipment, sports courts, multi-courts, indoors. You've got indoor turf areas. Now, why would you put indoor turf areas into a facility here? Well, because of your 5 seasons. You know you have 5 seasons? You have your fall, winter, spring, summer. You also now have wildfire season, unfortunately. And that 4-month period or so and such continues to be an almost every year situation. And it's very unfortunate, but a lot of the traditional activities that may be happening outdoors may need a home indoors. So soccer practices and baseball practices and the like, and futsal and other kinds of things that you can do inside, not just because of the wildfires, but you've got some winter weather to deal with as well. This would give you an indoor facility that could be really, really special. We looked at your swimming pool, and it's a wonderful pool, but it's outdoor, and the clock is ticking. No athletic or swimming facility has a finite lifespan, and we know that as infrastructure for a pool ages, it becomes more expensive and more difficult, and we know that you've got a limited lifespan left with that pool. The concern is that you've also got life safety requirements. Clearly, you don't need me to tell you that your community is growing. So, not only do we need to be thinking about today for your sports and aquatic facilities, but what is life going to be like in 2050? You're right smack dab in the middle of the state. And the opportunities there for people to travel to you are great. They're endless in terms of opportunity. So a 50-meter swimming pool makes sense. Now, when we ask folks within your community, what's more important to you? Is having a facility that is catered really toward individuals coming from outside and creating economic benefit, or is it for your community members within the Wenatchee and area in the two counties? Overwhelmingly, it was, this is for our local use, most important. But you know, if you have that, you can also then help to pay the bills through economic contribution.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Not a bad Tuesday out there. Hope you had a good one. Lots of blue skies around North Central Washington. We experienced that. Boy, from Omak over into Moses Lake, here into Wenatchee. Just a few high clouds along the Cascades today, but all in all, a really nice fall day around our area. And I'll tell you what, as we make our way through the week, we're going to cool down a little bit for high temperatures, and that means some cold overnight lows with those clearing skies. We'll see a low of around 35 both tonight and tomorrow, 36 on Friday, going up to 40 on Saturday in the Wenatchee area. But boy, Moses Lake 32, 27, and 32. So it is going to be cold overnights as we make our way into the upcoming weekend. Today's high temperature unofficially got to 59 degrees, just a couple of degrees above where we should be for this time of year at 57. 72 our record high, and that was set in 2003. We were at 43 this morning, 38 our normal low temperature, our record low 27, and that was set in 1984. Sunrise 7:30 this morning, and the sun set now before 6 p.m. at 5:59. Taking a look at those Wednesday temperatures, we are going to continue that slow cool down. 57s for Moses Lake, Ephrata, Quincy, Wenatchee, up through Eniat and Chelan. A little warmer for Omak at 58 tomorrow, and then mid-50s in the Upper Valley for both Leavenworth and for Cashmere. Taking a look at tonight now, we expect mostly clear skies, and that means some chilly overnight lows. Our lows tonight in Wenatchee in the mid-30s, and notice all of the clear skies throughout our area. That's going to allow those temperatures to really drop. Expect frost in the morning. For Wednesday, mostly sunny skies, maybe some breezy conditions in the afternoon tomorrow. Really not a bad day with high temperatures in the mid to upper 50s for our midweek Wednesday. Quiet weather will continue as we get into Thursday too. Mostly sunny throughout Washington State. Just a few high clouds in the afternoon. We will cool down with this northerly flow of air into our area. Highs only in the low 50s on Thursday. For your Friday, mostly cloudy, and here's that beast of a storm that will move in for the weekend. We'll continue to see cool temperatures on Friday. Really no effects from this until overnight Friday into Saturday, mid-50s for highs. And then Saturday, here it comes with a strong westerly flow, mostly cloudy, a 70% that we're going to chance that we're going to see some rain on Saturday. Highs about normal into the mid-50s Saturday afternoon. And then for Sunday, mostly cloudy as this low continues to move east. It's continuing to drag some clouds and showers with it. We'll keep about a 30% chance of rain on Sunday with highs generally in the upper 50s, so not a bad way to end our weekend. And then for your Monday, mostly cloudy. Once again, a 40% chance of rain. We're in a bit of a trough situation now. Snow in the Cascades for Monday. It will be cooler too here with high temperatures in the mid-50s. Here's your 7-day forecast. 43 overnight tonight. A little breezy with mostly sunny conditions, and 57 tomorrow. A bit of a cool down then for Thursday and Friday. Mostly sunny Thursday, turning mostly cloudy on Friday. Low to mid-50s for high temperatures, and then kind of a rainy period. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, our best chance for rain Saturday with highs generally in the mid to upper 50s. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Grandstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
If you live in Douglas County, this message is for you.
Hi, I'm Randy Agnew, the current mayor of Rock Island, and I'm running for Douglas County Commissioner, District 2. I believe the government is supposed to serve the people, and as an elected official, it is my job to make sure that it does. I have a proven track record doing exactly that as the mayor of Rock Island over the last 8 years and successfully serving on many boards. A vote for me will bring that same leadership and commitment to all of Douglas County.
Paid for by Douglas County First.
And a happy Tuesday to you. The Seattle Kraken will try to win their 4th game in a row when they host Colorado tonight. Tonight's game is going to be broadcast nationally on ESPN as Seattle comes off a 2-1 overtime win over Calgary last Saturday. Now, players and coaches alike say they have a particular mindset as they approach the long haul of the NHL season.
No, we got high expectations on each other this year. I think we all know that we can win every game, and that's the mentality we go in. Last year it was kind of fight to survive a little bit. This year it's fight to win every game. That's the mentality. We want to win every game, and it's been a good start so far, so we're just going to keep going.
It's 82-game season, right? It turns into a long one, especially halfway through. But I feel like we're doing a good job kind of pacing ourselves, but staying sharp at the same time. Obviously that's on our coaching staff. It's been good.
For both teams, the lowest event game we've played in this season so far, and I think you have to be able to be a team that can play in a low event game and shut down the opposition. That means shutting down the opposition and also scratching and clawing for every bit of offense that you get as well. And that's that game in particular against Calgary was probably the first one of the year that we'd gotten ourselves into one of those types of matches. And I thought we didn't give them very much at all in the game. It was credit to our defense, credit to our shot blocking, credit to the 5-man, 6-man defense. But the game also called for us. We needed to get a goal at some point in that time in the game, and the power play had an opportunity to do it for us to get that 5-on-3 goal. And in order to win games, you're going to win them a lot of different ways, and sometimes you're going to have to rely on the power play to get your offense, which it did, and got us into overtime.
Climate Pledge Arena, the place, and the game is being broadcast on ESPN. The Seahawks snapped a 3-game losing streak with a dominant victory over Atlanta on the road on Sunday. In the meantime, though, DK Metcalf was carted off the field following a play in the second half. At the time, it was listed as a knee injury. Coach Mike McDonald had a follow-up after doctors looked at it upon returning home from Atlanta.
So he's got I think it's a minor MCL. Timeline not sure. Doesn't look like it's a long-term injury, and I know you guys know DK. We know DK. He's going to probably do anything humanly possible to be able to play in this game, I would imagine, and we'll assess it as the week kind of unfolds here. We got a deep crew, so Jake stepped in last night yesterday after DK went down. And then, the way that we build, all 3 guys can kind of play all 3 spots where you can mix and match. If Derek Young got more of an opportunity, LaVisca going out there and being able to play multiple spots and then be able to all the catch and run stuff with him is exciting. So we have, and then you can go to 2 tight end packages. There's things you could do with Ken or two tailbacks. So there's lots of options at our disposal that are in the system. So if we didn't have them, you're never going to fill the shoes of a DK Metcalf, but you can kind of work around it in certain ways.
Seattle was able to put pressure on Falcons quarterback Kirk Cousins through the second half of Sunday's win, forcing 3 turnovers and coming up with 3 sacks. Coach McDonald says the team continues to head in the right direction.
Well, it's always about building towards a vision of who we want to be, and if you're doing it right, you're never going to get to that point, right? It's kind of this Wizard of Oz type thing at the end of the road, so that you're always trying to encapsulate that vision of how we want to be every day, every down, and I think that's what keeps you hungry. I think that's what keeps you doing what you're doing and having the enthusiasm that you want. But it's exciting to go chase that thing, and when you make progress, it's really exciting. And then from a week-to-week basis, we talked about it 3 weeks in a row now, but now here comes another challenge. So we got to go back to square one as a team and understand all the effort that it took us to get ready for this past game against Atlanta, and we got to go even kick it up a notch again against the Bills.
Second-year kicker Chad Ryland booted a 32-yard field goal as time expired last night to lift the Arizona Cardinals over the LA Chargers 17-15 on Monday Night Football. The win helped the Cardinals keep pace with the 49ers in the NFC West. Seattle sits atop the division at 4-3 following its win in Atlanta. Seahawks, by the way, getting ready to host the Buffalo Bills Sunday at Lumen Field. NCWLIFE channel will feature Prep Girls Soccer tonight on TV. The 5-6 Eastmont Wildcats host the 6-5 Davis Pirates in Big 9 action. Join Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen for the call, with the pregame getting underway at 6:50 on TV and streaming on Facebook and the NCWLIFE website tonight. Another action earlier in the day, Bridgeport hosting Omak while Lake Roosevelt travels to Tonasket. Cascade hosts Liberty Bell. Grandview's at Ephrata. Cashmere visits Count of Benton. Pateras hosts Okanagan. Brewster is in Manson. Wenatchee's on the road at Moses Lake at 7 o'clock. Prep volleyball Monday. Omak defeated Liberty Bell 3-1. Bridgeport got by Wilson Creek 3-2. Pateras topped Cascade Christian 3-1. The Thorpe, that is, swept Garden City Academy 3-0. Now coming up on the schedule tonight, Ephrata hosts Grandview. Quincy plays at Prosser at 6:30. Count of Benton hosts Cashmere. Win for the Wenatchee Panthers tonight at home against Moses Lake would hand them the Big 9 regular season title. That gets underway at 7 o'clock. Eastmont also on the road at Davis. Other action, Tonasket at Lake Roosevelt, while Easton is hosting Wilson Creek and Garden City Academy visits Cascade Christian. Moses Lake Christian and Soap Lake have a 6:15 start time. The 6:30 matches have Pateras at Eniat. Waterville Mansfield hosts Oroville. Brewster is at Okanagan. Chelan hosts Manson, and Toppenish is at Cascade. By the way, that Chelan-Manson matchup should be really good. Battle for the bronze shoe between Cashmere and Chelan, and will be broadcast live on the NCWLIFE channel Thursday. It is the Bill Lippincott. Well, he coached and taught at both Cashmere and Chelan, and the bronze shoe is of his left cleat from his days as a running back at Washington State University. That makes up the trophy. Goats will be looking for their upset win on Thursday night. It'll be the first time they'd won the game since 2014. Join myself and Grant Olson for the pregame Thursday at 6:30 from Bulldog Stadium. That's Look at Sports News. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Tuesday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com, or just give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.